Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be doing a second trimester pregnancy update. Pregnant in a pandemic, and we're going to be folding some laundry while we talk about that. So I want to start out the video by saying our lawn is getting mowed. My boyfriend is outside mowing the lawn right now, and our son is out there with him. So I'm sorry if you hear background noise. I feel like lately I've been starting all my videos off with like noise disclaimers, but it's just been like pandemonium in my house lately, I feel. So anyways, without further ado, let's get on into the video. I have 3 loads of laundry to fold here. I've got 2 up here, and then I've got 1 down here, so we'll see if I am able to get to everything. But yeah, I wanted to do a little pregnancy update for you guys. So I am currently, at the time of filming this, I'm still 20 weeks. Tomorrow I will be turning 21 weeks. But by the time you guys see this, I think probably, because I'm trying to get ahead in filming a little bit, because I'm starting to get nervous about when my new baby comes, like having enough content, because I don't, like the first especially month, I don't know how much I'll be filming, because I will have a new baby, right, obviously. And I'm getting a little bit worried about that, because I feel as though, sometimes I feel as though like I don't even have enough time to film and do YouTube as it is right now, let alone when I have a newborn. So I am starting to freak out about that a little bit, but we'll just take it as it comes, I guess. What else can you do, really? So I'm trying to just pre-film a little bit and get a little bit ahead in video. So I think you guys will see this probably when I'm 22 weeks or possibly 23 weeks. So yeah. So yeah, I am 20 weeks as of now. And I will say that I am starting to feel a lot better. My energy comes and goes. But I don't know, I have gone to the doctor so many times in my past, like I just have low energy to begin with. I'm just kind of always a very tired person, and I always have been. Even in high school, I remember like just being exhausted all the time, and I don't know if I have like chronic fatigue syndrome or something like that. I've looked into that a little bit, but I've gone to my doctor about this so many times, and they can't really find anything wrong with me. So, I mean, the being tired could be part of the pregnancy, or it could just be me in general. So, and I've often thought like maybe it's because I'm overweight, but there's been times in my life where I haven't been overweight or where I've lost weight and I've still felt like that. So it's really weird. But yeah, but I definitely am starting to have more energy than I had in the first trimester, that's for sure. And I'm not feeling sick anymore either, which is wonderful. In the first trimester, I was feeling nauseous like every single day, all day long, which was definitely a change, because with Holden, I wasn't. I was never sick with him once. Like I never threw up at all with him. I never felt sick. I never felt nauseous. But with this baby, I was nauseous every single day, and I threw up a handful of times, like probably between 5 and 10 times. But now looking back on it, I realized that I probably was mostly getting sick from taking my prenatal pills on an empty stomach, because I have kind of figured out that when I do that, even still now, it makes me sick. So, and like even today, I thought I would be okay because I had breakfast, and then I kind of forgot about taking my pills, and so then I was getting ready to make lunch, and I took them, and I immediately felt like I immediately had to throw up. So I thought that I would be okay because I had breakfast, but it was a couple hours before. So I'm realizing now, like I have to take them like with food pretty much right after I eat. So that is something that I've realized. So I don't know if my morning sickness was actually just plain morning sickness or if it was because I was taking my pills on an empty stomach. So who knows, right? Like, it's by the time you figure this out, like my baby's gonna be here by the time I actually figure it out. So but yeah, so I'm definitely starting to feel a lot better. We did have our 19-week anatomy scan. So because when I announced my pregnancy, I did announce that it was a boy. We had done that sneak peek gender reveal test that you can get just like over Amazon or their website or whatever. By the way, how weird is it to just be like washing masks is just a normal thing now, just a normal part of life. Just having masks in your laundry. Like, it's just such a weird world that we live in at this time. It's so strange. What was I saying? This is the bad part about like having conversations with you guys when I'm not actually having a conversation with you guys. Oh, here comes Holding.
Spiders are outside.
There's spiders outside.
Yeah.
My last few videos that I've been filming, I'm sorry, he just comes in and completely gets me distracted, so I have no idea what I was saying. My last few videos that I've been trying to film, he just like comes in and interrupts 24/7. I'm just like, this is just, it's hard to film like sit down talking videos. It's easy when I'm doing like the like just the cleaning videos, but it's really hard when I'm trying to do like stuff like this. When I'm trying to do stuff like this, or like filming for my BOOKTUBE. If you guys don't know, I do a BOOKTUBE channel where I talk exclusively about books, and that one is really hard to film because I'm like in the middle of sharing thoughts on a book, or I'm doing a haul or something, and he comes in and interrupts me. Like, so it's really hard to get back to what I was saying. Anyways, yeah, so we had ordered one of those sneak peek tests, and it's just like this test that you can order off their website or on Amazon, and it just tells you the gender, and you can find out as early as 8 weeks. So we did that because I wanted to know as soon as possible, because I was convinced I was having a girl, and I was like, I just have to know if I'm having a girl or not, and it turned out we are having another boy. But I mean, of course, with something like that, and it's kind of a newer technology too, right? Like, it's a blood test that you just send in. They send you this kit and you do the blood test all on your own. And something like that, like we hadn't known anybody personally that had done it. We had read reviews. Some reviews were great, some reviews weren't. So we weren't 100% sure. Like, I felt confident enough to like tell everybody, yeah, we're having another boy. But we weren't 100% sure. So we had our anatomy scan, and we are still having another boy. So that test did work, and it told us we were having a boy, and we are. So that was kind of cool. So I think if we did have another baby, I would do that again, just because it was like fun to know early. Like, we found out, I think, at 10 weeks. You can find out as early as 8 weeks. We found out at 10 weeks. So to have like that knowledge a full 10 weeks earlier, I mean, that's almost 3 months earlier, right, than you normally would know. So that was kind of cool. Oh, you guys, my battery is about to die. This video, and Holden's coming back up here. I'm gonna change my battery, deal with my child, and then I'll come back. I'm a mess. Okay, I'm back. Holden didn't actually end up coming in here, so we're good. I just changed my battery. So yes, so we are having a boy. Everything looks good so far. My doctor did say that he's measuring a little bit big, which Holden did as well. They actually think that they might have gotten my due date wrong with Holden, because technically he was born 5 weeks early, but he was still 7 pounds at 5 weeks early. So I don't know, but they had to, because he was technically 5 weeks early, they had to keep him in the NICU, and that was just a whole mess. So I'm really, really hoping that this baby does not come 5 weeks early. I did discuss with my doctor doing a scheduled C-section. I had a natural delivery with Holden, but it had a lot of complications, and I'm very wary about going through that again. So what had happened with him was, so he came 5 weeks early. My water broke at about 5 o'clock in the morning on May the 1st of 2017, and he was due June 4th. So my water broke in the morning and we rushed into the hospital, and that's the other scary thing about having a baby and living in a small town. We do have a hospital here, but they don't do deliveries unless it's like absolutely like emergency, then they will, and they're capable of it, but they don't do it. So when you start to go into labor, you have to rush your butt into the city and go to the hospital there, and we're an hour away. So that was super scary. So I'm like in labor and I'm like, oh my God, am I gonna have this baby on the side of the road? Like, that's scary. So, but we got to the hospital and I had my epidural, which wore off after like 10 minutes. I started feeling everything again. So they gave me some different medication. And I don't think that it worked as well as it was supposed to, because I still felt a lot. And from what I've heard from other mamas, like, you're not supposed to feel as much as I felt. So, but he got stuck underneath my pelvic bone. And I mean, he was 7 pounds, so that's like average size for a baby. Apparently I have a really narrow pelvic bone, which is really weird because I have huge hips, but I guess that doesn't matter. And they had a really hard time getting him out. Like, he was kind of twisted. So me pushing wasn't working. I pushed for over an hour and nothing was happening. Like, they couldn't, like, he wasn't even crowning. So they went to use the vacuum on him, and oh, that was just a nightmare, you guys. Definitely, if you are having your first baby, like, do some research on all this stuff, because I was so scared to really know too much about labor because I was scared that it was going to freak me out. So I neglected to do like any research on any of this stuff. So when they asked me, do you want to use the vacuum? I was just like, yeah, sure, like whatever to get him out. Because at this point I had pushed him down far enough where they could no longer do a C-section. But he wasn't going anywhere. He was getting stuck. So it was starting to become like an issue, right? So I said yes to the vacuum, and they ended up doing 5 pulls with him on the vacuum. And typically they're only supposed to pull, I think, 2 or 3 times. And so what that did was that it got this like really big gash on the back of his head, like to the one side. And that was the reason why he ended up having to stay in the NICU for a week, because of that gash. So it was like really, really swollen, really, really sore, and he had a big cut on his head from it, which was like traumatizing. So, and then because of that, the first like couple of months of his life, he would refuse to lay on that side. So anytime he was sleeping, which I mean is a lot of times for a newborn, he would sleep to like his one side, like on his back, but like to the one. He would turn his head to the one side. So we started getting a flat spot on that side. So then we had to deal with all that stuff. We had to deal with the physio and stuff for that. And he ended up needing to wear the helmet. And that was just a nightmare. Like, oh my gosh, he hated it, of course, because who wants to live in a helmet, like even to sleep in it? Like, it's horrible. So yeah, it was really tough. So, and my delivering doctor told me, like, my delivering doctor was not the same as my actual doctor. She wasn't on duty at that time when I came into the hospital. So my delivering doctor told me specifically, like, you cannot have large babies. Like, this baby was only 7 pounds and the delivery was that hard. So you might want to consider a C-section for your next. To which I brought up with my doctor, and she was hesitant for sure, because of course they don't like to do C-sections unless absolutely necessary. And she was kind of the opinion, like, I'm pretty sure you could try again. And I was like, no, I do not want to do this again. I do not want to use the vacuum again. Like, after what happened with my other son, there's just no way. I just don't want that. So she did agree to schedule me a C-section. So at around week 30, we will put in a request for that, and the hospital will let us know when we can have our C-section. So hopefully he stays baking until then. I am concerned that he will come early like Holden did. So with a lot of babies, like, if you have your first baby early, then your next one might be early as well, from what I've been told. So hopefully this one stays in a little bit longer. Also, I'm hoping because I do have like less stress this time around, which is weird because I'm pregnant in a pandemic, and I mean that is definitely stressful, don't get me wrong. But I'm very blessed and very lucky to be in a situation where I don't have to work, and I can just kind of focus on my family and staying safe and being pregnant, and you know, whereas with the last pregnancy I was still working and I was dealing with a lot of anxiety and depression, and so I was trying to, my doctor had taken me off on like stress leave basically, and if any of you have ever tried to go on stress leave with your insurance companies, I don't know how it works in the States or whatever, but it can be very, very difficult to get approved for stuff like that. So it was really hard. It was very nerve-wracking for months. It was a lot of stress, and so sometimes I think that maybe that might have had something to do with it. I mean, we don't know for sure, right? But I don't know. Just as a mom, I think we always end up blaming ourselves for things that go wrong with our kids anyways, right? So, but yeah, I am definitely feeling a lot better. I'm very, very happy and relieved that I am able to do the scheduled C-section. I do need to look more into like what recovery time and stuff like that is going to be. We have decided to take, here in Canada, the way it works is for maternity leave, you can take like a working mother, right? Like, so I would not be approved for maternity leave. So a working mother can take a full year of paid leave, so you get 50% of your wage. Basically what they do is they take like the last year's worth of your wage, your top three, like your highest 3 paid checks, they average those together and then they cut it in half, and that is what you make a month on maternity leave. So you can do that for a year, or a couple of years ago they just extended it to being 18 months, and then it's, I can't remember how much it is, but it's even less than 50% that you make a month, but you can take it for longer. Does that make sense? So you can do that, or if you don't qualify for maternity leave, which I won't, your partner can take paternity leave in lieu of you taking maternity leave. So we have discussed it, and Chad is going to be taking some paternity leave. He is probably just going to be taking like a couple of months. We'll see how things go. Right now he's actually off of work for some health issues. But so it will depend on when he goes back for that, but he is covered by insurance for all that, so that's good. But yeah, so it'll kind of depend on when he goes back and how our savings are at that time, how long he can take. He would love to take 6 months, which I would love to. It would be really nice. But at least I know for like that first couple months I will have like some help. I think the biggest thing is going to be, it's all going to depend how this baby is, because like Holden was a horrible sleeper right from day one, and I like never slept. So I'm like, if this baby is the same, I'm going to need to be able to take a nap during the day, and Holden no longer naps. So my biggest thing is I need somebody to distract Holden while I nap during the day. So that will be good, at least to have him here that I can do that and kind of catch up. And also when Holden was born, I wasn't doing YouTube either. So it's going to definitely be a learning process and kind of like a crazy road ahead and trying to navigate all of this. Because I definitely don't want to, oh, some of this stuff is still wet. I'm going to have to hang that. But yeah, so far everything is looking good. Baby is looking good. We have kind of decided between 2 names. We're between 2, so we're trying to decide between both of those. Unless something else like really catches our eye, then that will be what it is one of those 2 names. So yeah, I guess that's really all that I have as far as an update goes. Just feeling a lot better and getting excited and nervous and all that stuff, so which is to be expected. This is also wet. Okay, I need to hang some of this stuff up. But yeah, that was my 3 loads of laundry complete. and my second trimester update. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you followed along with me when and grabbed your laundry. I love hearing in the comments down below when you guys are like, I'm folding laundry with you. I love that so much. That makes my heart super happy. So anyways, I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and leave me a comment down below. Just anything. I just love reading your guys' comments and engaging with you. And yeah, I hope you guys are having an awesome day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.